Good evening, everyone. I'm William Armstrong here with WA Network News, and we have a breaking news story breaking out here in western Massachusetts. A Deerfield man by the name of Vinnie Profolofogus has been found in his apartment, dead, with a gun shot through his head. Now, Mr. Profolofogus was a very highly esteemed member of the Deerfield community, co-owning, Tucher's Bed and Breakfast with Vietnam veteran Johnson Tucher. Mr. Profolofogus was a huge humanitarian, often hosting musical festivals in the town. We will now bring you on scene to the crime scene, to our investigative reporter, the also wonderfully named William Armstrong. Be warned, what you are about to see may be graphic. Please, viewer discretion is advised. Thank you.
Alright, everyone. We are here in the apartment of Vinnie Profolofogus and Johnson Tucher. So, right here, we have the outline of where the body was. This hole in the head indicates where he was shot. When police came to find him, he was laying on his side. As you can see, the blood did slightly pool around the head area right here. He was standing up when he was shot, obviously, because there's a pool of blood right here by his feet, in the middle of his feet. However, you can also see that some blood spread out here, and the same towards the other side. This seems to signify that he could have possibly been shot at long range, because a close range shot would not have produced as much splatter. He was shot here, right outside the door. The body has been moved due to, sanitation purposes, and to be mourned by the family and by Mr. Johnson Tucher, who received quite a significant amount in his will. Yes, the blood stains will be here because to be used as evidence, obviously. They will have to do some blood splatter analysis. We just did a brief bit right here, and very strange way to fall down for a possible suicide. But we will bring you back more on this and other news very shortly. Thank you very much for your time.
Now, I do understand that we have Mr. Profolofogus' business partner, U.S. Army veteran Johnson Tucher, on the phone with us. Mr. Tucher, are you there?
Yes, William, I am.
All right, Mr. Tucher. Please tell us a little bit about Mr. Profolofogus and your relationship with him.
Well, after NAM, I went up to Cancun and started a bed and breakfast. Then I ran into some trouble there. But when I got back up, Vinny took me in.
That's very sad. Do you have any idea what could have led to his death? If this possibly was a suicide, do you think it was a murder? What is your opinion on this?
Well, I personally have no idea how my dear friend died. He was always such a happy person. It's very strange, very sudden. Did not see this coming, and I'm very sad about it.
All right. Do you find there to be any possibility that maybe this could have been a murder against your friend, Mr. Profolofogus?
Well, Vinny didn't really have many enemies, I'd say. So, I really don't know anyone who would ever want to do anything to him. Nope, absolutely not. It was probably a suicide. Really sad. Yeah, I'm really sad.
All right, and also, on the day before Mr. Profolofogus was shot, neighbors report to have heard you two in an intense argument. Is that true?
No, we weren't fighting. Me and Vinny never fought. No, that's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
Yes,
I'm just really sad, man. I don't know what to do. I really don't know.
Mr. Tucher, it will be all right. They will find out whatever happened, and if someone did kill your partner. They will be brought to justice, I am sure. This is William Armstrong, WA News Network, and we will see you next time.
So you're Mr. Johnson Tucher, correct?
I swear, I didn't do it. It was Vinnie. I swear it.
We're getting to that, Mr. Tucher. I only asked if your name is Johnson Tucher.
Yeah, yes it is.
And you were previously a private in the military, but dishonorably discharged?
Yes. Yes, I was.
And after your dishonorable discharge, you fled to Cancun, is that correct?
Yes. I started a small bed and breakfast there.
But you were extradited back to the United States, if I do remember correctly.
Yes, that did happen.
Can you give me any details as to the circumstances leading to your dishonorable discharge or extradition?
I would not like to disclose this information. You can probably just get it on file. I'm going to plead my Fifth Amendment here.
All right, Mr. Tucher, suit yourself. Suit yourself. So, Mr. Tucher, in what capacity did you know Vinnie Profolofogus?
Well, he was a partner of mine, so to speak. We did a lot of business together.
All right. What kind of business?
The bed and breakfast business. Yeah, the bed and breakfast business.
All right, very good. Did you notice any troubling qualities about Mr. Profolofogus?
Yeah. He was always a kind of trouble guy, I guess. Yeah.
But in the obituary interview, you said that he always seemed like a happy guy, and you didn't see this coming.
Well, you see,
Are you changing your story now, Mr. Tucher?
I'm not changing my story. He was a little bit bipolar, that was all.
Ah! But in the interview before, you said that he was always a happy person, and there was no way you could have seen this coming. Wouldn't his bipolar tendencies have hinted that this could have been coming?
No. He was mostly happy. He only had breakdowns sometimes. It was never this bad.
All right, Mr. Tucher, all right. I'd like to talk to you now about the bullet wound.
What about it? He shot himself in the head. There's not much more.
Yes, but, the bullet wound went straight through his cranium. Wouldn't it have made more sense for him to shoot himself through the mouth, through the soft palate, and not try to go through a thicker bone like the cranium?
No. I've never heard of anyone committing suicide like that. They always just go straight through the cranium.
Sure they do, Mr. Tucher, sure they do. I think our forensic analysts would disagree with you there, though.
Well, I was in the military. I shot people through the head all the time.
Ah! You shot people through the head all the time?
Yes, that's what you do in the military, fighting the Viet Cong.
So you would say that you're a pretty skilled marksman. And you know exactly where to hit the enemy to kill them off.
Don't mean to brag or anything, but they always said I was a fairly good shot, before I got dishonorably discharged.
All right, Mr. Tucher. In that case, how do you explain the blood splatter?
What blood splatter?
The blood splatter spread out considerably farther away from his skull, which indicates that the shot was taken from a somewhat longer range than the point-blank shot that would be typical of a suicide.
Well, maybe he had the gun in the door and shot the gun from far away.
Ah, but the gun was in his hand, Mr. Tucher. How do you explain that?
Well, I'm no forensic analyst.
Well, my friends are, and they suspect that you are actually the killer.
No, that's not possible. Look, we only had a little bit of a falling out prior to this incident.
A little bit of a falling out? Mr. Tucher, I do believe that you and Mr. Profolofogus had a bit more than a bit of a falling out, as indicated by the bandages on your hand from destroying a lamp in his household.
I tripped and fell.
That's not what your neighbors say, Mr. Tucher. The neighbors say they heard quite a struggle upstairs. Much more than just a little bit of a trip.
Look here. I just swear, though, it wasn't me. It was all Vinnie. It was all Vinnie, man. It was all Vinnie.
No, Mr. Tucher. I beg to differ. It was not all Vinnie. You were simply enraged at Vinnie for walking out on your business, and I air quote that, business deal with your bed and breakfast.
Look, I don't want any trouble.
Ah, you don't want any trouble anymore. But you did when you shot Vinnie. Admit it, Mr. Tucher. You shot him and then coated him in peanut butter. We all know that you had a record in the military for stealing the platoon's stash of peanut butter.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
We'll see how that works in the jury room, Mr. Tucher. We'll see.